From the barbecue capital of the world, the Davidson County Network presents Chats with Newell, featuring Lexington, North Carolina Mayor Newell Clark.
I think another interesting topic that I'd like to talk about today is our city budget. Being here in City Hall, in a newly renovated City Hall, and the fact that we just a couple weeks ago passed our city budget for the next year, 2019-2020. It's always a topic that people are concerned about and always ask about. And I tell everyone that our budget is truly our contract with the city and the citizens. It's kind of our contract of how we're going to spend your money. But one of the interesting points I think citizens miss is, being a municipality, we are required by law to produce a balanced budget. Unlike the federal government, who can run up a deficit, we cannot do that. We have to present a balanced budget. And so when you hear about budget hearings that the city is going through, we're listening to the different departments and what their needs are, and then we're projecting out over the next year. But if gas costs a certain amount, we have to budget for that amount. Now, if it changes through the year, we might have to make an amendment, but what we have to do is pull money from somewhere else, another department perhaps, to make up that difference, because again, what we present has to be budgeted, that be balanced as a budget. And basically, again, what that means is the money we say that we're going to spend, we cannot overspend. So it's always interesting to me when I'll hear citizens say, well, you're just wastefully spending. And it's like, well, no, we have a balanced budget. We're not wastefully spending in that. But again, I ask the questions when someone says that to me. I say, well, tell me where we're spending. They say, well, it's just too much. You need to cut. You need to cut. And just as an example, within the last 10 years, the city's workforce itself used to be over 400 employees. And now we're just over 300 employees. It's about 318 employees that we have within the city. So we've had workforce reductions that we've done and what we've done in that is we've automated a lot of that. Probably the best example is our sanitation department. We have an automated arm that picks up the trash and puts it into the trucks, and that cut down on that workforce. That was a savings back to the citizens. And I'll share this little story with you to tell you how far we stretch the dollars. And when you see the city's budget too, I think it's important that you take a look at, the overall budget. City passes $100 million budget. Well, the budget that operates the city is about $25 million. You hear $100 million. We have several what are called enterprise funds, and those are businesses that generate their own revenue. That's our utilities, which is obviously electrical utility, and we also have natural gas utility. The golf course is an enterprise fund that exists. So what we're basically doing in operating those as a service, the revenue that's generated operates those as well. And again, has to be balanced of what we're putting out there. But a quick little story. A couple years ago, we had an old historic oak tree that fell over in our city cemetery, and it knocked over a bunch of tombstones, and we were out there taking a look at it, myself and former city manager Alan Carson, and there was change that was pennies that was around on the ground. And I was curious. I was like, was there a wishing well here at some time? Were people leaving money for loved ones? It was kind of bizarre. And one of the guys that work on our grounds crew, the supervisor, I asked him, well, what's all this change doing here? And he said, well, from time to time, he said, the tombstones that are here might come unleveled. And he said, we'll take pennies and we'll put them underneath there to level them up. And I just kind of looked at him and I said, well, why don't you just use a washer or something like that? And he said, well, a washer costs 5 cents. So what he was saying was, a penny is a penny. A washer's 5 cents. It was just a way we can make a savings. And I can give you countless stories like that throughout our departments of how conscious our employees are about the money that we spend to provide the services that we do. And for a small community our size, the services that we provide from a professional workforce, it's pretty amazing.